Is simmer an onomatopoeia?
I wouldn't say so.
No, it's not, is it?
You mean like the sound that it makes?
Yeah, so
when it's simmering. I don't
yeah,
think
it doesn't.
So.
It doesn't go simmer, simmer,
No.
simmer, does it? No. Welcome to Remix Roulette, the podcast which is not a remix or a game of roulette, really. Today we have myself, Mikey, we have our usual family, Mr. Dan, Mr. Steve, and two very special guests. Hello, everyone. Is everyone A-okay?
Very excited.
Good.
Very excited for
Really
this.
good.
Yeah.
I'm good.
All good, thank you.
Can't wait.
Yes, we have Dan, we have Steve, and then we have Sam and Jenna as well. Now, last week, we had a bit of a expanded origin story to explain about how we knew our lovely guest Elle. And so this week, it's the origin story of Sam Craggs into this little group, isn't it? So let's see if I can get this right. It's not as complicated as last week. Last week was really complicated with Elle. But this week basically is myself, Steve and Dan all went to the same university. We were on the same course. Some of those modules interacted with another course which Sam was on. Steve and Dan left after 3 years of uni. Myself and Sam did a gap year in their third year of uni. We came back in the fourth year. We had a band together, which was a live drum and bass band, which was really good fun. And here we are, basically. Oh, and now Steve is also in a wedding band with Sam, and also you skate together sometimes. I think I got it. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right. Wedding band with Steve, and I've been skating with Dan one time, so there's a connection.
Yeah, we've been skating together as well, yeah.
Well done.
So all linked again.
Welcome to our extremely original casino/recording studio. You might hear the dice rolling and the cash machines, what they called, the jackpot
Slot
machines.
machines.
Slot machines, not jackpot machines.
The ice
The slot
clinking.
machines, yeah, they're going off in the
Oh, yeah.
background. I feel like I need to add some Foley in for this whole mirage, but hello to you both. Thank you both for joining. I know you were saying just before we started recording that you've listened to the first two episodes and they were the best ever episodes of any podcast you've ever heard. So that was very nice of you to say.
We really enjoyed them, and we know that the bar has been set crazy high as well by these guys, and what we heard last week was awesome as well. Elle's tune was wicked, so yeah, we're really excited. And
Isn't that annoying though? That like there's such a I don't think there's a pressure, but I'm not the one making songs, am I? Well, do you actually feel like there's a bar and there's a pressure now?
a little bit, yeah, because we're supposed to be music producers, or that was my job before all this came crashing in on us. So there's that expectation of yourself, isn't there? It's like, I should be able to do this, but then also you guys have made this amazing idea that opens up so many possibilities. So the first challenge is like picking the song, and then stylistically what do you do with it, and then with it being electronic, it really was like that kind of blank canvas. Where do we go with this? And we've just explored some crazy ideas and had a lot of fun with it.
Oh, I'm excited. We obviously we do the roles at the end of the episode, and then we think, right, who do we know that would work really well with these options? Whereas Steve and Dan just have to go with what they've got. It's a bit, they're stuck in the podcast, like they're trapped. But obviously we picked yourselves. We thought, yeah, Sam does electronic stuff. Were you happy that we asked you to do this one?
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting. I've been working on a drum and bass album for some libraries,
nice.
but then I initially thought I'll do that, and then Jenna said, well, you do a lot of that, so why don't we try doing something else? So we've just gone completely the other way. I won't give too much away yet, but it's not kind of big beats and my usual kind of stuff. It's a bit more left field. So yeah. Yeah.
That is not what I expected, you know. No.
Yeah.
This is what I thought you might be expecting something, so we tried to go the other way with it, you see. So, just like referenced a lot of our favourite artists and creative people.
I've probably done exactly what you're expecting.
Yeah. I think I actually know I don't know why, just off instinct, I think I might know what song Dan has picked.
Just from knowing me as a person, like nothing.
Just from knowing Dan as a person, yeah.
Go on, I want to hear it.
Don't say it.
I'm not
Don't
going to say it.
no
I'm not going to
spoilers.
say it.
Well, we're gonna have to guess soon anyway, aren't we?
Yeah. Oh, it's all good.
Yeah, that's fine.
But let's jump back to my bottom left corner again. This lovely couple here. So we were talking before that you do have a bit of a, well, this is the start of a project, perhaps not necessarily this cover, but this meeting of musical minds. My alliteration there was on point.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a great phrase.
Very nicely put, Mikey.
Speaking of alliteration, what is the potential project name?
So we might be creating some music, or we have been creating some music together, and we're going to start putting it out. Don't know when, but some point under the name Simmer Society.
Love it.
Yeah,
Yes.
sounds nice and chill, nice and smooth, which is what we're all about, I think. So,
That's exactly it. It's the simmer, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's that simmer. It makes me think of summer. It makes me think of
Is that because it sounds like it?
food, probably. Yeah.
Pasta.
well, that's the thing as well. We love food. We're very foodie people, so that kind of feels like that ties in nicely. We do a lot of slow cooking, things kind of gently simmering away for many hours. So, but yeah, that's might be something. We don't know yet. We just got a lot of time on our hands, and we figured we'd try and do something with it.
Absolutely. I think, in a way, as much as lockdown has been an absolute barrage on the mental and physical health and well-beings of everyone, I think for creatives, it's given us a bit more time to do stuff, which I've definitely tried to use as much as possible amongst everything else, you know. But yeah, I think if you're listening to this and you like this potential Simmer Society cover, then do let them know, and then maybe we've got a nice little launching platform there. That might be nice, might it?
Thanks for the plug. Thank you.
But for now, we've got my favourite Dan, Mr. Dan Smith. There we go. Segue into the music section.
Lovely segue. Okay, fine. Yeah. So,
Thank you.
That was effortless.
I've got to take them where I can, haven't I? That's my job, really.
so the first two rolls of this, the second roll of the dice is the genre. The first two episodes, were probably my least strong categories to do. And this one I feel like this is more my area, as I've done a lot of kind of production. Since about 2008, I've been doing DJing and production and remixes for people. So yeah, this was much more up my street.
I've heard your stuff before, and whilst it's not necessarily the sort of thing I'd listen to, I do quite like it. I can appreciate it on a production level and a artistry level. So I expect some sort of garage song today, but I'm curious, yeah.
I'm not going to give too much away about what it's going to sound like. I do have some clues,
Yeah.
Ooh.
but I don't really want to give it away, so I've not made them too easy. Steve reckons he knows what it is,
Based on nothing.
so if he does, he'll probably confirm it for him.
I kind of want to hear you say it now so it's on record,
No,
so we
no.
have it in case. But what if it's right? If it's right, you're going to sound amazing.
My song that I've picked was released the same year that Billie Eilish was born. The name of the band has the same number of letters as there are players on a rugby league team. Despite the song's name, the band is not Chinese. So there's my three clues.
What? What was the last one? Despite the band's...
Despite the song's name, the band is not Chinese.
What?
Yep.
Oh, they're really good clues.
No, you know what?
Yeah, Steve's
you know
got
what?
it right.
Have you got it, Steve?
I've got it, but it was something else I was thinking of that is very similar. Yeah.
You thought of the other one, yeah.
I'm so
Yeah.
excited for this.
I think I have an idea.
Jenna's writing it down. I think she's close.
No.
Could be. Could be.
Why am I completely in the dark?
Well, you'll find
don't
out
know.
soon.
They were good clues. Do you know
They're
what? This
good.
clue element has been the most stressful part of this, actually. Making the music's
I bet,
been
yeah, you
fine.
don't
As
wanna
soon as you
think-
said we had to come up with some cryptics, I was like, oh no.
Oh no. Should we give it a play?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess that's why we're here, aren't we? So this is Dan's remix of episode 3 of Remix Roulette in 3, in 2, in 1.
right just cause I'm the kind of guy. I don't think you're trusting my suicide. I might grab an angel if it is up to die. I don't think you're trusting my suicide. I might be self-righteous cause I'm the kind of guy. I don't think you're trusting my self-righteous suicide. I cry when angels deserve to die.
Oh my
Wow.
God. That was so good.
That was incredible.
That was amazing. Oh my God.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Absolutely
Mr. Dan
unreal.
Smith.
So many layers.
Jesus.
So much going on in every side of my head in the headphones. And oh my God.
For a long while, I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. And then for a long while, I was just speechless. Like, one, you've outdone yourself on anything I've ever heard you do. Two, System of a Down are probably one of my favourite bands. I've grown up listening to them. So to hear you do Chop Suey like that was... I would never expect it, which is point number 3. And point number 4, it was still like heavy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was.
I didn't want to take away the heaviness of it.
You did like a rap section somewhere, I think?
That rap section was unreal.
Yeah. So
Jeez.
I basically,
that was so good.
I can't sing. I couldn't really sing last week. I still can't sing this week. So I had a few different approaches to get around that, and that was one of them. Tried to channel
my
like a London
God.
accent there, because I don't think a rap would sound really good in my accent.
It sounded great. Every single thing you did on that sounded amazing. The like halftime, like you went in, it was mainly sort of, I guess, dancey and a bit garagey. Then there was a halftime section sort of near the end, a bit more dubstep. Yeah, that was when I was like, yes, this is great.
Yeah. It did so much more than just... I mean, like I said, I expected garage. I did, but it didn't just do garage. You didn't just stick to, oh, this is the electronic genre. You're like, right, electronic. And you just did loads of different stuff and you just brought it all in. But it just felt so seamless. It just flowed really well, like, but still captured that, like, what I would feel is like a good essence of the original track. Like, I want to swear, but I don't because I don't know if I'm allowed to. But man,
Yeah. So when we set this, I had a week off, so I basically got a bit carried away because I had so much free time. So back in episode 1, when we had the folk one, I used 10 different parts of the different like, recordings, and that's 14 mixer channels in the way I set up Logic. Episode 2, I used 43 channels. So there's a bit more going on. In this Logic project, there's 122 channels going.
Jesus.
Yes.
It was so stupid.
My computer could not hack that. That was mad.
what made you? I ask this every week, but what made you choose that song? Then was it a?
I mean, it's an absolute anthem of the 2000s for anyone our generation that was vaguely into music at any point.
Absolutely.
Even people that aren't really like metalheads, like if they had any kind of interest in music or anything alternative, everyone knows, like, sings along whenever it's played.
That is definitely, I think that's true. I mean, I'd say I'm a bit of a metalhead, so I am a metalhead really, so I definitely knew that. Our lovely guests, I don't think you're really metalheads, but I guess you knew the song, right? It seemed
I
like
knew
you
the
knew the
song.
song.
I
guessed
the
it,
song.
didn't I?
Made friends.
Did
to
you
a lot
guess
of
it as
people over
well?
that song.
I guessed it,
Yeah,
yeah.
Jenna guessed it for me. That was really cool, man.
That last clue was really obvious now, and this
Yeah.
always happens. I'm like, oh yeah, of course it was.
Yeah,
Chop
I
suey.
thought it was. I thought it was going to
No
be
idea.
BYOB.
I thought you might think that. I don't know why.
Ah, so were you on the right track with System then? Did you think it was
I knew.
System?
I absolutely knew it was going to be System.
Why did
So
I not
weird.
know that? Why?
Of all the like different
I'm so
artists
Yeah.
of 2000s that I love, I
just
knew
knew it.
I'd pick that.
Yeah, it was amazing. I don't think I've ever heard you do like pitched vocal stuff either like that with autotune, because normally you're not a fan of that kind of stuff,
I mean,
are you?
it's purely because I just can't sing in tune. So there was like the rap verse. Other bits, I just put loads of layers of harmonies so that if you stack it on, you don't really notice that it's in tune. It's not in tune. And then I've dialed in a little bit of auto-tune, but because there's so many layers, it's not as obvious. And I've put some vocoder in as well.
Yeah.
And then every time I recorded a line, I did it like one word at a time, because it took me about 10 attempts to get one word in tune, because I'm that bad at singing. So I kind of faked it, the whole thing.
Oh god. At least it sounds good at the end though. That's what it's all about.
Sounded amazing.
Incredible work. Well done.
Yeah, 10 out of 10.
Thank you.
That was amazing. Fantastic. I love our reactions when we're listening to these for the first time. I think that's probably my favourite bit. And I'd love to see, everyone's reactions. So everyone who listens to it, I'd love to see their reactions, but also I'd love them to see our reactions, really. Because that's part of the fun. It's being
Definitely.
involved in this right now, and we're all doing it for the first time. Like, Jesus, wow. Good luck next week. Following yourself. Like, I don't know how you're going to do that, but that was amazing. Oh, very well done. Right. Next up, then.
We've got to follow that. Oh,
Yeah, sorry. I started that off by saying, oh, Dan, you're going to have to follow yourself. But actually, it is you guys. I feel like this is going to be a very big contrast.
yeah.
Yeah, if you're going for like a chill
And
thing.
there it is, but there's also some links, and it ties in some of the stuff he's done. We'll be able to
Ooh.
talk about afterwards. We've done similar
Exciting.
things. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Do you have some cryptic clues for us by any chance that you might have stressed over for the past
we
few
do.
days?
I mean, it kind of ties into why we've done this song as well. So
Oh, cool.
I guess
Okay.
we could touch upon that now. I mean, you messaged me about doing this, and then I mentioned it to Jenna and said we should do this together. It'd be really good. We've been watching a lot of producer tutorials and masterclasses. People like Jacob Collier and Jordan Rakai, and just getting inspired by watching other people's workflows and seeing other people's creative ideas. So that when you then asked us to do this, we thought, well, we'll try to apply some of that. And we were trying to think of a song. We were watching a certain series, which I'll come to in a minute. And this
Which
song,
I've never seen before.
Jenna's not seen
never
it all
seen
the way
it.
through. So we're getting through that. And this song came on.
Is it Friends?
It's not Friends.
It's not
It's not Friends. No. We then thought of doing the song in a certain style, or in the style of somebody else who has a certain song that's got a really unique style. And that song then came on the next episode, or was like the season finale or something.
Oh,
the
okay.
reference song for like. So we thought this is too perfect. We've got to do it.
Try and mix them together,
Yeah.
amalgamate them.
So I guess that kind of leads on to the clues. Like the first one is that this song featured in the OC in season 2 in the prom episode, and this was before the album that the track was on was released in 2005. So it was quite exciting that the band put the song onto the TV show before it was. I think it was like before it was played anywhere potentially.
Would you be surprised if I already know the song based on that?
No, probably not. No.
No, I don't know it, but I'd be surprised if I did. Suddenly a
people might.
massive OC fan and
Big
he's never
OC
told
fans.
anyone. Yeah. No idea.
So that's that one. And then the next one is well, Jenna, do you want to do this one?
Yes, I can. So the second clue, it reached to Christmas number 1 in 2015, and it was used as a mashup by the Lewisham and Greenwich NHS choirs, and they mixed it up with, what was it, Bridge Over Troubled Water? That song?
Yeah, so Lewisham and Greenwich NHS Choir took it to number 1, Christmas number 1 in 2015, and they mashed it up with a Simon and Garfunkel tune.
That's it. Yeah.
I remember that, but I have no idea what song it is still.
I was exactly the same when I found this out.
Would you be surprised if I said that I was actually born in Lewisham? That is actually a fact. That's
A fact, 2 facts. Nice one.
Yeah, there was a link.
I went to
There
uni
we
in
go.
Greenwich.
There you go.
Ah, that's where time was invented, wasn't it, in Greenwich?
Yes.
A long time that we're all living now. So yeah, big up NHS as well.
Yes.
And finally, it was played live. This song was played live at Steve Jobs Memorial in 2011 at the Apple HQ. Because we were all there, of course, and
God.
witnessed it. You know.
I'm going to tell you right now, I've written nothing down.
Yeah, neither have I.
Yeah, I have absolutely no idea. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
Interesting.
I'm annoyed at that because, well, at myself, not at everyone collectively. A Christmas number one from 2015.
It's not even that long ago.
There's not many Christmas number ones.
Bear in mind that the song came out in 2005-6 when the album came out that it was on.
I mean, I've got a wild guess at the band, but it's probably wrong. I don't know why I think that. We'll see.
We will see.
If only there was some way I could find out what this song is.
If only.
If only we might listen to it right now.
We could listen to it. Yeah.
Should we give it a go?
Yeah,
shall.
I'm ready.
Yeah.
I'm ready for it. I'm ready to dance my little booty off. Right. So how am I presenting it? Are we going with Simmer Society or are we going with Sam
Yeah.
and Jenna?
Let's go with Simmer
Commit.
Society. Let's
There we
commit to
go.
something.
We've established
Come on.
it. This is the origin story. So, this is Simmer Society's remix for episode 3 of Remix Roulette in 3, in 2, in 1.
When you try your best but you don't succeed. When you get what you want but not what you need. When you feel so tired but you can't sleep. Stuck in reverse. And the tears come streaming down your face. When you lose something you can't replace. When you love someone but it goes to waste. Could it be worse? Night will guide you home and ignite your bones. I will try to fix you.
That was
Oh my word.
amazing.
That was absolutely incredible.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, stunning.
I'm feeling kind of emotional after that, to be honest.
I from a personal perspective, a bit of another origin story of sorts. So when me and my partner Sophie met, I ended up working away for like the first few months, which was frustrating. But I used to ring her a lot, like overnight and stuff. And yeah, she loves Coldplay. She really wanted to see Coldplay. I bought us tickets as a surprise. She was like, "Oh, I didn't get tickets," and I was like, "Well, guess what? We're going. Like, I got us tickets."
Aww.
And she cried on the phone, and it was just amazing. So, yeah, I really like that song. I think it's a stunning song. So, try not to cry. So, to hear you guys do that song in a really emotional way was really nice because someone start talking now.
It was absolutely stunning.
Aw.
It was so good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Incredible.
I love the kind of the drums being like a bit kind of lo-fi and reverby
Yeah.
and a little bit off grid
Yeah,
in
a bit
places.
wonky, weren't
Absolutely
they?
love
A
that.
bit of wonk.
Yeah, I got big Japanese house vibes from it.
Yeah, I thought that.
Have you listened to the Japanese house before?
I haven't, but I have to.
No, okay. Very Japanese house. Obviously, a bit of sort of Bon Iver in there, like the newer,
Yeah.
the newer kind of Bon Iver.
Yeah, I could definitely hear
Um,
that.
I felt Imogen Heap at the very beginning, just with those.
So that was the other track. That was the
Ah,
track
right, yeah.
that then we wanted to do it in the style of it. Then her track was the
Yes,
season finale. And we're like, well, we got to do it. So we're a big fan of her. And then it was also International Women's Day, obviously just gone.
Yes.
And then on Radio 6, we heard Oh Superman by Laurie Anderson, which is a very famous like vocoder piece, one of the first vocoder pieces from, I can't even remember the year now, 70 something maybe. Phenomenal. That just it spurred us on even more to keep doing this because we're like, yes, we're doing vocoder stuff. So
I love how the like choosing and the choices for this song all just sort of fell into place. I love that.
yeah.
It's almost as if like destiny was like, this is what you're gonna do. I'm gonna put this little Easter egg here. Here's a little reference. Here's another song, and this is what you're gonna do.
It was
and
totally that, wasn't
It
it?
was that, yeah.
It was all meant to be.
It sounds like it from what you said. That's amazing.
Near the start, I heard I think he calls it a Christmas tree, a Jacob Collier Christmas tree or something, where,
Oh, the pyramid.
yeah, like pyramid. Maybe yeah, that makes more sense, as you know, a Christmas tree.
I think he calls it a
I
pyramid.
think he did
Something like that, where you start with one vocal and you start slowly introducing the layers, sort of
All
only
the
like
other harmonies.
yeah, like only like a tone apart as well, so it becomes super clustered and diminished, but sounds amazing because they all come in sort of consecutively. I heard a few of those; they were lovely.
Well, that was all Jenna. Well, like so much of that music that you heard was Jenna coming up with the right notes and sounds and yeah. And I just sort of helped produce and bring it all together, and then add a lot of the weird glitchy stuff and
Yeah, little bits of
mean,
static just coming in.
little noise
Pans
hits
to the
and-
left. Yeah, great, love it.
Yeah, and the big thing that we did was actually slow it down. Discovered the how cool the vari-speed function is in Logic, whereby you can record yourself at different pitches or speeds than you want the actual song to be at, and it repitches them. You then put a formant shifter on, and you get really cool stretched effects. So we then actually slowed the whole thing down like 16% as well from the original.
Ah,
So
right.
Yeah.
all the audio is
That's what
slightly
it's at,
stretched as well, which is why it all
16%.
sounds slightly like.
That's so cool. And that was after everything.
Yeah, so we were recording at say
Wow.
like 30% slower or 30% faster, really crazy extremes. It was either really
Sometimes
slow or
like
quite
12%, minus 12%.
yeah,
that
and then
sort
when
of
you
thing.
put it back into zero, it changes it, and then we were just finding these other points. So -6 sounded quite
Oh,
good.
that's so
minus
clever.
12%
Oh my
sounded quite
God.
good. Yeah, and that's how we got
That-
that kind of really chill.
I love how
effect.
much thought and effort you've put into that just for our little podcast.
I mean,
yeah.
Oh my god.
We've had a lot of time.
It's been about 2 weeks, I'll be honest. You maybe from the day you asked us, we sort of started thinking about it, and then there's been a good 2 weeks of solid work because we just haven't got a lot else on, and it's been quite fun. So we've been enjoying
we've
it.
really immersed into it, haven't we?
Yeah.
It's been really enjoyable.
Big up to both of you. That was
thank you.
incredible.
Thank
Absolutely
Thank
amazing.
you.
I hope people really appreciate listening to that on a emotional level and on a producer and musicianship level, because that was
It's all going to
beautiful.
change soon.
I love that. Yeah,
No.
go on then.
I feel like the order we're doing these in is really strange,
Yeah.
but I don't know if there would ever be a good order for these. But we'll see what Steve.
We'll never
got.
know, because none of us will know what the others have done, so it's all part of
That's
the
very true.
surprise, isn't it?
Well, yeah, exactly.
That's the best bit.
It is. It's the surprise. I keep saying surprise because that's what it is.
It is. It's a song surprise.
Yeah, Steve Surprise Quinn. Hello.
Hi. That's what they call me.
Yeah, we always do. Can you end the night then? What's our
I don't know.
finale?
I don't. I don't know if I can follow either of those. They were just amazing. I might just walk out. Is that all right?
No.
Yeah, this song, it was weird because I kind of used to produce electronic music a bit more back at uni and also in our band, Stray Weather. Remember that, guys?
I'm still in the band, yeah, of course I do.
Oh, yeah. But I don't really do that anymore. The way I produce music now is I'll write it on guitar and then I'll record it into Logic. And this was more a case of writing the song within Logic, and it just takes so much more time. So I had to sort of like find my way again using synths and trying to make, wobbles and all this sort of stuff or whatever you want to call it.
Fat beats and bass.
Yeah.
Fat beats, man.
No, that's a big point really coming from yourself, because I know what you mean from a writing perspective, and we did delay this recording slightly so we had a bit more time. So I imagine like it was a bit of a struggle at first, really. Like, did you find it quite difficult?
Those last two songs I found pretty easy because, like I said, I just sat down on my guitar, wrote the whole entire thing, sang it out loud, and then it was just a case, right, I just need to record it into Logic now. This one I had the song idea, and I was like, where do I go? And I had to, start using the keyboard and bringing in drum samples, where normally I just sit in my drum kit and actually do it live. So it was quite different, but I think what I've done is, it's worked out okay in the end. Do you want some clues?
I would love some clues, please. Maybe I can get this one, yeah.
Okay, right. So this song is from the artist's 7th album out of 13 albums.
Okay.
Oh my God.
How insane is that for a stat? Second clue.
Stat.
Although for a stat, that is a stat about this song. Although this song was released first, this song's prelude was released after it. If
What?
that makes any
As in
sense.
the song before it in the album.
It's not just the song
Or is it
before
like
it's part of it in a sense. It leads
Okay.
up to it, but the way they released it actually came afterwards.
Oh,
Right.
It sort of makes me think of something.
He's
I bet Jenna's
thinking,
already
he's
got it
thinking.
because she's good at this.
She's good at this. And the final clue.
If I'm staying very quiet because I'm supposed to be a music producer and I am getting nothing right now.
He's getting nothing. You might get it from this one then. So the third clue is that Noel Gallagher of Oasis criticised this artist, saying that they should at least have the decency to wait until he's dead before stealing his songs.
I think I know what it is. Can I have a guess now to potentially embarrass myself later?
No.
No, you can't say it.
Oh, no, but I think it's Firestarter by the Prodigy. Throwback.
Yeah. Very
We
good.
planned that before you joined the call. Anyway, sorry. Yeah,
It's all
I've
good.
no idea. No idea.
So yeah, if you want to have a listen to it, you can have a listen to it.
Yes,
if you don't,
please.
you don't have to.
yeah, I guess we might as well. I've got nothing else planned. So this is Steve's remix of episode 3 of Remix Roulette, and we're going to have a listen in 3, in 2, in 1.
I walk a lonely road, the only one that I have ever known. Don't know where it goes, but it's home to me, and I walk alone. I walk this empty street on the boulevard of broken dreams, where the city sleeps and I'm the only one, and I walk alone. I walk alone, I walk alone. I walk alone, I walk out. My shadow's the only one that walks beside me. My shallow heart's the only thing that's beating. Sometimes I wish someone out there will find me. Till then I walk alone. I walk alone, I walk alone. the only one that walks beside me. And my shallow heart's the only thing that's beating. Sometimes I wish someone out there will find me. Till then I walk alone. I walk alone, I walk I walk this empty street on the boulevard of broken dreams, where the city sleeps and I'm the only one. And I walk out, and my shadow's the only one that walks beside me. My shallow heart's the only thing that's beating. Sometimes I wish someone out there will find me. Till then I walk alone.
What on earth?
Oh,
Oh my
my
God.
god. That was so good.
My face hurts.
Oh, man.
My face hurts from smiling,
Smiling the whole
constantly
time.
throughout that.
All that bass face as well.
There's so much to unpack.
And the albums make so much sense now.
Yeah.
They've had a lot of albums.
It was a
Yeah.
prelude
They had
as
so many
well,
albums.
wasn't it? Yeah.
On holiday.
Yeah,
That song
yeah. I
comes
completely
before
get
it
that.
on the
Yeah.
album.
Oh,
And even the music video like tied in, didn't
Oh,
it?
I
Yeah,
it does, yeah.
didn't make that link at all.
Oh, right. Okay. First thoughts from me. Was it? I don't know. There was a certain word where the chord was different than it should have been. Was it "walk alone" or something?
A little substitution.
Yeah, which
Yeah,
was
substitution,
caught me
yeah.
off guard, but I loved it. I love that you
know
followed
what?
the. Go on.
I added that in today, that chord. I was listening back
That was
to
the
it.
best
Yeah.
bit.
I was listening to it. And
That's such a Steve thing to do. Sorry. It's great. I love it.
Oh, that chord. I know. I was listening to it and I was like, it's crying out for it. I need to get it in there. Just that little leading note it's an E natural into an F. And I was like, I need to get that in.
It's so cool. I love that you follow the sections of the track and
Yeah, to the letter.
Yeah,
like every
like-
single verse, chorus, solo, ending. All
sounds obvious, but it just works so well the way you did it. And what I love about each track you've all done tonight, you didn't need to do any vocals, and I would have known exactly who'd done each one because it was so very typical of what I would associate you to
definitely.
do, and I love that. I think that's amazing. Jesus, that's so good.
I loved the held vocal note or looped vocal note.
Yeah.
Unless you did hold it, I'm assuming it's looped because you were singing another line at the same time.
Yeah, it was just held. Yeah, sorry, no, it wasn't held.
yeah.
It was just looped.
That like build up into that just reminded me so much of Pendulum in like a
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
good way.
I'll take that.
Propane
I'll take
Nightmares. It reminded me. Of.
Yeah.
What a tune!
I also like. I think you told me about this actually. The main melody in the verse that I remember when we watched a YouTube video of how Diplo did it for Bieber's voice in "Where Are You Now That I Need You."
Oh yeah,
And I'm guessing you didn't do that same thing because you seem confused now. But
No, I know what you mean. Yeah, because that main melody in that song there.
Yeah, because that's his voice, isn't it? They've
that's his voice. Yeah.
it. Did you do that for this then?
It's not my voice. No, it's a sample. But I had to mess with the pitching a lot to make it do what I want it to do. Yeah, that was the main idea, really. That's kind of, you're probably going to ask me why I picked the song. Is that?
Oh, why did you pick the song, Steve?
Oh, what a great question. Well, it was actually around that. I wanted some sort of hook, and that little vocal hook, I was like, I can pitch that up. I can do something with that. So that's kind of where it started. And then the key of it as well. The key's in F minor, which is perfect for like sub bass. Dan probably knows that.
I think I told you that.
He did, yeah. And just the tempo as well. I had to slow it down a bit, but I think it's around sort of 165 originally. I slowed it down to 150, and it just worked. So I made like a sort of dubstep, bro step, whatever you want to call it.
I loved how on the heavier bits you went a bit more dissonant, like you had like the more like chromatic notes, like the flat second and stuff, where it's a bit more darker.
Yeah.
And you wouldn't think it would work in that song, but it works so well. It's great.
The other thing I really liked is, even though it was electronic, I guess this is the sort of definition of pop. Like, I might still call that a pop song in a way, using like air quotes, within our generation, and obviously like this century and stuff, because that is popular music right now. It's that sort of electronic style, not specifically like trance or drum and bass, but like sort of a combination of all those styles like thrown into one. Like, it's something I'd expect to hear. Yeah, it's something I'd expect to hear on, Radio 1. And
yeah,
I just thought I think you really played well to your strengths there.
Definitely, yeah. Thanks
very much. Yeah, it was good fun to make. It took me a long time to get into it. But yeah, once it was flowing, it was flowing.
I mean, if you'd said you were doing that song, I couldn't possibly imagine how you'd make it like electronic, but it worked amazingly.
If I knew the song before I heard it, I knew what you picked, I probably would have been like, oh, it's going to be not that good, maybe. I don't know why. I just wouldn't expect it to be like that.
Yeah, because it's not the best song in the world, It's a fairly average song, but it just worked. It just worked well for making a dubstep tune.
Honestly, I think I prefer your version. And I'm not just saying that. Yours is way more interesting.
We've said that about almost all of the songs we've heard on the podcast so far, particularly last week. It was really strong last week. So yeah, it's crazy what ideas you can get from a bit of material such as a pre-existing song when you can't. You're not copying it. You've got to change it. So again, it's that blank canvas thing of you can do so many things. And everybody's just sort of playing to their strengths, aren't they? And trying to like find their voice as well within it. And I think we're all kind of doing that.
Yeah, definitely.
So,
very, very impressed. So thank you, Dan. That was, I don't know if we clarified, but just to be very clear, that was by Dan, that was Chop Suey by System of a Down. Simmer Society had Fix You by Coldplay.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And Steve had Boulevard of Broken Dreams by Green Day. I just thought we all know the songs, but people might not know the songs. So like, what is this?
The early 2000s, I mean, it was just a golden era, wasn't it? I mean,
it was so hard picking a song, actually. That's one thing I wanted to say. There was like too much choice. I was so excited last week when we rolled 2000s, and then you start going through Spotify and going through like the best songs of 2000s, and it's just
2006
endless.
Was just insane.
The reason for that is it's not because of when it was, it's because of how old we all were.
Yeah,
it is that.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's that theory that you'll always listen to any music you listen to when you were 14.
14, yeah, I've heard
and
that.
I think it's true. And I was like, what? That seems a bit weird. And I looked at my recently played on Spotify, and all of them I'd listened to exactly when I was 14.
Yeah.
Right, I guess that's the... Oh, wait, it's not the end of the episode just yet, is it? We've got one thing to do, one thing left to do. So, it's time for the rolls. Ooh.
Very exciting.
It is. I feel bad though, because it's at this point where our guests are like, oh, that's cool, but they're probably not going to be asked to do it again, like in the next episode. I feel like it would be a bit too much task.
We'll just leave, shall we? Bye.
We'll definitely have them back on at some point though.
I just feel like it's a bit bad, but you can please comment and tell us what's good and what isn't good. And
no, we're excited. We can't wait to see what's coming
next.
next
One, definitely.
Yeah.
And we'll definitely get you both back.
Of course, 100%.
Yes, please.
Oh, thank you.
We want one of these crazy twists. We want one with all these mix-up things you've been talking about.
The wild card.
So that was the thing with this week. We didn't have a twist this week.
Oh,
but
yeah.
Do you think that's going to be the last no twist episode? Are we just going to go full on from now on and get rid of the no twist rule?
I mean, this is the segue, isn't it? I guess, in which in the past we've said, okay, well, the third roll is going to be a twist, but we're now calling it the wild card roll. Therefore, pretty much all of the 6 options on roll 3 are wildcards, so it's submissions from yourself. I think there's one from there's one from what is that? A Dan S. Myth. I don't know who that is.
The one that was mentioned last time.
But they were essentially wildcards we picked the first time round. So we have kept the first one, which is changed time signature, but we've got a few new ones, really, haven't we?
The thing with wildcards as opposed to the old twists is once we've used them once, they get replaced as well. And we've had so many submissions that we can kind of afford to do that now. We've got loads of ideas. So keep them coming.
Yes, please keep them coming, because we will potentially run out at some point, and we don't want to ever run out. You worked it out last week, didn't you, Dan? There's a certain amount of options we have from rolling 3 6-sided dice.
216.
216.
I don't remember that, but yeah, there's a lot, isn't there?
But then if we have all the different wildcards that change constantly, then it's kind of endless.
The answer is infinity, because it'll never end. So, number 1, if we roll a 1, we're going to change time signature. If it's a 2, we will pick a theme tune from that decade. And that was given to us by Jamie. Number 3 will be change some of the lyrics into a new language. And that's from Helena.
Into a new language?
Just make a new one up.
Gotta make one up now.
Wow. Sorry, bad grammar from myself there. Bad language.
Different language.
From a man who likes to rhyme and stuff. That was really poor. Into a different language. I'm literally changing that as we speak. Number 4 then is to use a household object. Now, I'm not going to say examples because we know what's in our homes and I don't want to give away any ideas.
Yeah, musical instruments mainly.
Yeah. Number 5 will be to include an original rap verse, and that is from Lorcan, who holds the record for submitting the most wildcard entries at this point.
I absolutely love that one, although I have kind of already done it this week.
Yeah, you have. If Lorcan thinks it was suitable, then we can... No, I'm just kidding. We'll certainly use that again, yeah.
No, we'll keep that on. I love that one.
It's got to be our own lyrics, though, yeah?
Yeah.
If it's original, yeah.
I guess it's got to be based on the subject of the original song, but...
That's going to be interesting.
And then number 6 will be to swap dice 1 and 2. And just for me to think out loud for a moment, that means you will pick a song from a genre and change it into a style from that decade. That's right, isn't it?
Yeah.
I have to really think about that.
I think that would be really difficult. But yeah, we'll see how it goes.
We'll see. Well, let's see what we're going to get, shall we? So, number 1, we are rolling for the decade. Oh, here we go. Oh, number 2. So you're picking a song from the 70s.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, there's so many good songs.
All right. So
that sounds good.
Roll 1, pick a song from the 70s. Roll 2, we're picking our cover version genre. I know these boys want rock or metal, so let's see.
Yes, please.
No way, it's rock or metal. Is it? Yeah.
Oh my god.
You're not just saying
I'm
that.
not. It's number
Are you
3.
serious?
I mean, I know I just picked it up, so you wouldn't know, but I promise on my own life that was definitely number 3, rock or metal.
Yes.
I'm getting excited already.
So you're picking a song from the 70s and you're turning it into a rock or metal style. Oh, Mr. Metalhead over here is very excited. Roll 3 then. Wild card. Let's see how you're going to butcher these songs.
Okay. This is where it all goes downhill.
Yeah, you're excited now. Wait till you're doing it in French.
I'm a bit nervous. I'm quite scared.
Number 4, household object.
Okay, yeah.
That's all right.
Wonderful.
That sounds
Household
cool.
object is fine.
Yep. That sounds
So-
great. I'm definitely going to sample my blender.
You say that, but I wouldn't be surprised if you did at all. So, next time you listen to this podcast, you will be listening to songs from the 70s, turned into the genre of rock, metal, or any of their subgenres, of course. There's plenty under that umbrella, and you will be including a household object into those songs. Are you ready?
I am so excited.
I say ready, as in you're going to go start it right now, but are you hyped? Are you pumped?
Yeah, but you say that, but Dan probably will.
He will. He's going to wake up in the night, have an epiphany, and he'll start it tomorrow morning at 9 a.m.
I probably will, to be honest.
He's going to wake up.
Hey.
Is that my joke? My joke.
So thank you very, 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 very much for listening. I suspect this is... Oh, go on, Dan.
Sorry. I just thought I'll have a broken dreams when I wake up.
Oh God. End call.
If it's broken, does that mean I'll need to fix you?
Hey, he's dabbed.
I'm sorry, that was awful. Right. Thank you very much for listening. I suspect this has been a bit of a long one, but the point is, it was filled with magic, wonder, and amazement. Thank you very much to Dan. Thank you very much to Steve, and thank you very much to Sam and Jenna, Simmer Society. Round of applause for you all.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mikey.
You're very welcome. You are certainly welcome back in the future. Do you have any preferences for genres you'd like to tackle? Or
absolutely
decades?
not. Would love to do anything and everything because I do
amazing.
A lot of everything. So
amazing.
Very, very open.
When we get rejected by everyone else, you'll be a
if you're ever desperate, if you ever need a last minute remix, you come to us.
Amazing. Thank you so much for joining us. It's been absolutely incredible to have you both here. And if you want to listen more, listen via your streaming service of choice. Follow us on Instagram at Remix Roulette. Find us on Facebook at Remix Roulette. And we will see you in the future of our lives when we're going to listen to more covers, not remixes.